So what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna continue on with lesson 4 on determining regression equations. So we started this yesterday, and what we were trying to find is, is there a relationship between the size of the house and the price of the house? And we all know from our experience, the bigger the house, the more expensive it is. Yes? We know that, right? The bigger the house, the bigger the price. So what we did is we entered this, just to kind of recap, and I know some people weren't here yesterday. We said that put values on L1 and L2, and we figured out the regression equation that relates size of the house and the price of the house, selling price. So we got to this equation, y is equal to 191.84x plus $36,902.01. This is probably like, we got this. At this particular point, we don't know what those values mean, okay? I will reveal that later on, okay? What does this 191.84 mean, okay? What does this mean? What does the x, what's the y? We're not doing that right now. What we're trying to do is just get us comfortable on figuring out the regression equation, okay? Line fit or curve fit. So, we're gonna do, let's retype this all over again on L1, L2, and then we'll finish off that last question, okay? So we'll take a moment, maybe 2 minutes, to type these in again, okay? And change our window again. So let's do that. Need it. Oh, right here. 500,000. Okay, now this is what I did. I entered my data, I changed my window based on my data, and then I tried to press graph and I have nothing. What did I do wrong?
The thingy is supposed to be on.
The thingy is supposed to be on, but it's not. What's that thingy? Okay, what's that thingy? Stat plot. Stat plot. Okay, thank you. Stat plot has to be on. That's the only thing I forgot. So how do you turn on the stat plot? Second function, y equals, okay, because we resetted this, everything cut off. That's why. So Gonna turn it on. So press 1. Gonna press 1. Oh, I didn't do a good job. Okay. So everyone is pretty much the same in the same place. We've entered the data. We've changed the window. We turn on the stat plot. Now we have our graph in front of us. Okay. How to turn on? Second y equals. Okay. When you press second function, we are activating. Can you see the blue? Can you see the blue? And then see the blue up here, stat plot. We're activating the stat plot. Okay. And then you press enter or you press 1. You just switch it to on. Okay. Now press graph. So our data is there. We changed the window so that we can see all the points. And then we turn on the stat plot so we can see it. Now we're going to do the regression equation. Do you remember how to do it? Remember how to do it? Okay. So what we're going to do, so after entering the data, we're on number 2 now. After entering the data, press stat button again. So go ahead, press stat button again. Follow along. Okay. Follow along with Ange. Okay? Follow along with Ange. Yeah, remember we resetted it? Yeah. Yeah. So, here we go. Stat. Go to calc. And then we have to take a look. Okay, what kind of regression is this? Yesterday we discussed it. We said it's linear regression. So we're going to press 4. Press 4. Don't get behind. Now, this one should be on L1, L2. Because your calculator is asking you something. Where is X value coming from? From L1. Where is your Y value coming from? From L2. Okay. And then says here, once I calculate this regression equation, where would you like us to store it? Okay. Over here. This is where we are at now. We're going to go to vars. Vars. Yep. Oh, hold on. Vars. Y vars. Go to Y vars. Press 1 for function. Or press enter. 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 Okay, let's. Okay. Ready? This one has too many stuff, too many information. We're gonna cut it in parts, okay? So everybody already knows how to enter data, how to turn on stat plot, how to change window, yes? Those are the three things we focused quite a bit of stuff on that one. So many days on that one. So what we're gonna do is to find regression equation. So to determine regression equation. Okay, let's write this down. Because this part, this is so many writing. Write this on a separate sheet of paper. Write down to determine regression equation. Step 1. Enter data on L1 and L2. We know how to do that. Yes? Enter data on L1, L2. So you need to go to Stat 1, Edit. Yes? We know how to do that. Number 2, turn on stat plot. How do we do that? How do we turn on stat plot? We press second function, y equals, and then choose on. Choose on. Third, change Windows setting. Change the Windows setting. Change the Windows setting. Okay, we know how to do that. Okay, change the X min, X max, Y min, Y max according to the data. Okay, number 4. Well, we can't find the regression equation without the data. You need the data for regression equation. Okay, so now what's the equation that relates those two information? We're gonna go to stat, okay, to determine regression equation. We need to go to stat, calc, and then we're gonna either choose 4 if it's linear regression, or choose 5 quadratic regression. Okay, so we're gonna either choose 4 for linear regression, or we're gonna choose 5 for quadratic regression. Now that we've chosen either linear or quadratic, because those are the only two that we're gonna really do, okay, number 5, step 5 is to go to store reg, Okay, go down to store regression equation. So basically, you're over here. You're gonna go down here, store regression equation. And then once you're there, you're gonna go to press vars. Press vars. Write this down for now. Don't do that right yet. Vars. And then go to y vars. And then once you have y vars, enter 3 times. 3 times. Okay. So y vars, 1, 2, 3. And then one more time, 4. Really 4 times. Okay? So is this easier
No.
to follow? It is easier compared to all of these. Right? Okay, write that down first. Okay, I think we're good. So this is a condensed form on figuring out regression equation. And keep this because you're gonna need it for grade 12. Okay. Oh yeah, wait for a sec. Okay. Ready?
You told us 3 times or 4 times?
We'll do 4 times. Yeah,
So
4
you
times.
written 4, yeah.
And then just put, I'll just put 4 times
Yeah.
to do the calculate. Okay, here we go. Okay, check. Reset. Okay, everybody have this in front of you. Yeah, everybody have this in front of you.
No.
Let's reset everything. Okay? Because if we don't, we're not at the same time, it's hard. I can't touch base with you. Okay? It's just too many. I can't do it one-on-one. I said everybody. You have your calculator with you? Yes. Good. Okay, here we go. We're gonna reset everything. Let's reset starting off from the very beginning. Listen? Yes. Yeah, good. Press second function plus. Reset everything. Okay. Moses. Yes. Focus on you. Okay? Because you're gonna be behind, and then now there's 2 people behind, not just 1. Second plus. Where's second plus? Second plus. Second plus. Okay. What do we do next? 7 to reset. 7. What do we do? 1. What do? 2. Is everybody the same? We should be the same. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is the first thing that we have before we do the regression equation is we need to enter data. Without data, we can't figure out the equation because there's nothing to figure out. So, let's go back and retype this in.
Is it clear now?
Yes. Yeah, so
We don't
how
press
do we
this
do
one?
that? Enter data, stat. Okay, follow this. Stat, edit, stat, edit. 1. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes.
Edit one.
Yeah, that's what it says. Edit 1. 1?
Enter, right?
Yeah. So enter these 2 values. I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. Where are you? Yes, we're doing this now. Okay? Edit. Follow along. You're gonna get lost. Okay, that should be enough time to enter those values, yes? Okay, now that we've entered the values, what does it say on your thing? What did I say? We've entered our values. Now we're gonna turn on our stat plot. How do you turn on stat plot? Second, y equals, choose on. Okay. Okay. Second, y equals on. Where's the second? Y equals. Turn it on. Turn it on.
Wait, when you go.
Second, y equals on. So you have to choose.
And then
Yeah. We're only gonna do plot 1. What's the matter?
When I press
You're not listening. You're not listening. Second, what did I say?
Ready?
Second, is it on?
Why?
Okay.
Yeah, turn it on.
Okay, good, good, good. Let's do number 3. What does number 3 say?
Change windows and.
Change your window according to the data. Well, what's our data? We just figured that out last class. Minimum. Our minimum is 1,000. We set it as 1,000. Okay. Our maximum is 2,500. Okay. Now you look at this one here. What's my Y minimum? The smallest is 268. So we're gonna choose something a little bit less. So 250, 250,000. Our maximum, we're gonna choose 500,000. And then we can have a scale. We can go 100,000 or 50,000 for scale. Scale doesn't change the regression equation, it just gives you the tick marks. Okay, is everyone with me? Oh, maybe not everyone. Now press graph. Oh, I didn't turn on my thing. Press graph. Do you see your points? You should see the points. Because we've entered the points, we turn on the stat plat, we change the window. You should see the points. Yes? We're all together. Now, what do we need to do next? We can figure out the regression equation. How do we do that? Do it with me, please. Don't get distracted on things. Press stat. And then go to calc.
Press again.
Stat. Press a stat. And then you're gonna go to calc. How do you get to calc? To the right. And then what do you do next? Okay. Now this one here, as you can see, it's kind of like a straight line, right? These are your points. It's kind of like forming a straight line. So it's gonna be a linear regression. Linear regression 4. Yes? Okay. Hold on. Is everybody in this page?
His isn't. Like, I'm fine, but his, when he pressed graph, it said there was an error.
Oh, okay.
And so, but I'm trying to figure it out and everything
Oh,
else
okay.
is correct.
Okay, okay.
So, I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Now, hold that off. Just listen then. Now, we're going to store the regression equation. What do we do next? We're going to store it where? Go to vars. Vars. Go to yvars. So where's the yvars? Where am I gonna go? How do I get to yvars?
Hit the right arrow.
Hit the right arrow. And then function, like 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It places there, and then the 4th one will calculate it for you. Okay.
His L1 and L2 there, and then
Because your Y minimum is not less should be 500.
Okay? Is that good? Now hit graph again. Okay? Now you should have the points and the graph. The points and the graph. The points and the graph. I'm gonna you're over here. You're on this side. Right. Yeah. What's wrong with that one? Oh. Yeah, you're good. Why are you raising up your hand? Oh, are you in this one? Oh, you're safe. I thought you said. Okay, sorry. I thought you need help. Is everybody in the same place? Okay. Your window is just different. Okay, it just shows a different place.
Can you get to that last bit? Because I got everything else.
Okay, then press graph. Okay, good. Okay, Ken.
and then you go down to this.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
And now
In the test to make me when you vote, you're gonna help us?
Was that?
I'm curious, just in the test, when you forgot one thing and not everything, it's just,
That.
you're gonna help us or?
I know I wouldn't help anybody. I wouldn't help anybody. That's why we're writing things down. That's why we're practicing. Okay?
Just leave blank.
No, don't leave it blank. Okay. Ready? Done? Everyone's here?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. You got your points. You enter the stat plot. You figure a regression equation, and then this is where you are at. What does that all mean to you? That's the answer, but how do you know that's the answer? So this line here is a relationship between the size of the house and the price of the house, right? What's happening here is that as the size increases, what happens to the price? Also increases. Okay. What do we do here? It says here, determine the price of the house. That is 3,400 square feet. This is the equation. Y equals 191.84x plus 36,902.01. What does the x represent? What does the x represent? We didn't dive really onto this one yesterday. What does the x represent? What does the y represent? Well, what did we say the x was? What did we say? The x was the size of the house. So the x is the size of house. What does the y represent? What did we say y is? The y is the price of the house. Price of the house. Okay. So, I'm actually gonna show you how to do this without calculator. Calculator just is a different strategy here. What would happen here is like, okay, what do I know? I know the price. I know the size of the house. Yes, I know the size of the house. It's 3,400. So what I could do is I can use that information to find out the y. So y is equal to 191.984 rather times x. Well, what's x? X is the size of the house, which is 3,400. 3,400 plus 36,902.01. Okay. So it's saying that, hey, this equation is what relates the price and the size. But now I know the size. I know it's 3,400. Can I figure out the price? And this is how we do it. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is, let's calculate that one. Take your numbers, 191.84 times 3,400 plus this. What does it give you? Okay, let's do that. Okay, how do you get out of here? Second function mode. Second function mode to quit. I'm gonna quit. Okay, let's enter all these numbers. 191.84 Did you get 689,150.01? Yeah? So that's using our formula to calculate the price. So it becomes a formula. You're probably thinking, oh, we should have just done this instead of the calculator. Now, we have the regression equation. Now we're gonna figure out this number on a calculator. Ready? Ready? Before I do that, I want to show you something.
So am I off? Can I just pretend it's a 0?
Where did you get an 8?
Yeah, and so it would be mine.
689,158.0.
Oh, 158. Yes, sorry. It is right. 158.01.
Oh, so it's me?
Yeah, you're right. 158. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do that on a calculator. Okay? Remember, we have the equation. Go ahead and press y equals. Go ahead and press y equals. What do you notice there?
Just a minute.
What do you notice there? It has the equation. Why is the equation there? Because that's where it's saved. Remember we said stat. Okay, don't do this. Calc, linear regression, and then we said here we're gonna store it where? Vars, yvars function. Where am I gonna store it? In y1. That's why it's there. Okay, so it's the reason why there's our equation is there is because we told the calculator that's where we want the equation to get stored. Okay, so you got pasted there because we told it to. Okay, so let's write this down first. To calculate y when given x value. So how do we calculate the y value when we're given x? This is the step. Okay. After we've done the regression equation, after we're done the regression equation, you're gonna go second function, trace. Okay, don't look where trace is yet. Just write it down for now. Second function trace. And then you're gonna press 1 for value. And then we're gonna enter our x. So if we have the if we have the x value, how to calculate the y? Now let's try it together. I'll give you a moment to copy that down.
Does that say trace?
Trace.
Function and what?
Second trace. Second trace. Second trace. Done? Okay. Gonna try that on our calculator. So this is where we are. Press y equals. Okay. We have our regression equation. We're gonna go second function. Okay, press second function. Trace. Trace is up here. Trace is the gray button on the top. It's gonna show you 1 for value. So press 1 for value. And now, what does it say? It has an X, and it's blinking. X, and it's blinking. And why is it blinking? It's waiting for us to enter our X value. So what's our X value here? 3,400. Now press enter. Now we get, oh, what happened? It says, did everybody get this? Yeah, everybody should get this. What happened there? Oh, 3,400. 3,400. I want to show you that you're going to get an error, something like this. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Ready? The reason why there's an error here is because we've limited our X value only up to where? We've limited our X value only for 2,500. So your calculator is saying, I can't do it for you because you've limited the X value for 2,500. You're way beyond 2,500. Well, let's fix that then. So, how do you fix that? Go back to window. Go back to window. So let's just say quit. I quit. 1. And then we're gonna change our window. Well, we need to go 3,400 for X, right? So we can go, yeah, we can go 3,400. Press window. Nothing happened.
1.
Press window.
1. Press 1. Plus.
No. Maybe tomorrow, or why don't you sit over here?
Yeah.
Sit over here.
No, beside you.
Like right now. We have time. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, go ahead. So go to 3,400. Okay? Now let's try it again. Second function, trace. Second function, trace. Oh, you're stuck there. Yeah. Go to value. Press 1 for value. Okay? Now, what it's waiting for us to enter value, or enter the value of 3,400. And then press enter. Oh wow, look at that. It's a little bit off. A little bit off. This is what we got earlier. And then this is what the calculator is saying.
The number did show, yeah.
3,400? 3,400?
But that number,
Did you type in 3,400? Press enter. Now you're thinking, well, why is it different? This is what it's showing on the calculator. This is what it's showing on the calculator, but this is what we've calculated. Why? Why is it different? That's a good question. Why is it different? Almost the same. Yeah, almost the same. This is 162. This is 158. Any idea why it's different?
It rounded off.
What was rounded off? Okay, let's take a look at this equation again on our calculator, okay? I'm gonna press, let's go press y equals. Can you see that on y1 it's 191.841175. It has all of those decimals in there. But then over here, we only rounded it off to 2 decimals. So that's why it's off by a little bit. Okay, it's off by $4. By $4. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. On Monday, we're gonna hold on for a second. On Monday, we are gonna go straight to example 2 and 3. We have a long way to do this. Okay. I would actually ask one thing of you. Just one thing.